Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, I'm Patty, and on Mondays I make characters, and on Thursdays I do budget-friendly home decor. Today I am going to bring you another Christmas in July little gnome that I think you're really going to like. This is a little candy cane guy. He's super easy to make. I have two alternatives to making this part of it. If you don't want to make it this way, stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll show you an alternative that I think actually worked a little bit better. So if you want to know how to make this little guy, stick around. I'll show you how. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to start with a frame from Dollar Tree. I had cut that off already, so I'm just cutting off that one section, and I'm cutting off two sections on the side part. And then I'm going to take a pool noodle and I'm going to zip tie it in here. Now I'm giving you at the end of the video an alternative if you can't find these frames, and honestly I think it would be a better way to do this because it'd be a little bit lighter, and you'll see here at the end when you watch it. But you are going to use quite a few zip ties because you do want to make sure it remains its shape. Now you don't want to squeeze it so tight that it makes indents in it. Just kind of lightly squeeze it up there and then get the entire thing tied in. After you get it tied in, go ahead and pull them all to the center and go ahead and clip them off. And then go ahead and cut off the end there, and then go ahead and cut off what's hanging over the edge there. Okay, next I'm going to take Yarn Bees Eternal Bliss in both red and white, and I'm going to attach them to the bottom. And then I'm just going to start wrapping them around together. Now you don't have to use this exact yarn, but you do want to use a chunky yarn. And just kind of make sure that the bottom gets glued in first real good, and you want to kind of glue as you're going up so it stays together. And just kind of start just twisting it until you get all the way to the end. And once you get to the end, then we're just going to start gluing that part. Now you did get it at an angle here, so you are going to have to kind of glue at an angle. So you want to make sure that you do put plenty of glue at this end. And then go ahead and cut it off, and then we're just going to kind of keep spiraling until we get to the center, and then we're just going to go ahead and tuck it right down inside of that noodle. Legs, I'm just taking 2 1/4" by 6" dowel sticks, and I'm going to sharpen them, and then I'm sticking them through a cork, and I just drilled a hole through these corks, and these are about 1 3/4 inches long. They're just enough to go inside the shoes. Make sure you got your shoes on the right and the left, and we are going to stuff just the one on the left. We're going to have to anchor this one a little bit, so go ahead and glue your cork down in there, and then go ahead and tie your shoe. We're going to put all the weight on the one on the right, and that way it'll counterbalance so that it will stand up. And I'm using 7/16" nuts, and I'm stuffing 5 of them inside the shoe. I'm going to go ahead and put my cork in there, glue it down, glue it to the back as well. I'm going to put my other 3 down in there, and then I'm going to glue together 5 more to go onto the stick. This is how it's going to be enough weight to hold it up where it doesn't tilt over. And just tie up the laces pretty tight because you don't want any of those nuts to come out. And then we're going to take 5 more of them, and we are going to glue them together. And you want to make sure that they're straight, that they all have the same sides matching, because it is going to be part of his leg, and we are going to have to cover it up with some pants. And we want to make sure that it's not, you know, curved or anything like that. You know, it is pretty uniform all the way. And then we're just going to glue them right to the cork. Okay, then to show you how much weight I added on here, it came in at 4.5 ounces of weight. Okay, now we're going to cut the beard. We're going to cut it at 2.5 by 2.5. Just draw your line for the top and the bottom, and then you're going to go in a U shape all the way around from one point to the other, just behind the faux fur only, cutting not through the fur, and then clean off the excess fur. Okay, next we're going to come up 5 3/4 inches from the bottom, and that's where we're going to attach our beard. And then I'm going to take some of that same red yarn, and I'm just going to wrap it around twice where the beard is, just to kind of give him a cuff onto his hat. I'm just going to kind of cut it off in the back. I'm going to tuck it in, and then I'm going to glue it in. Next, I'm going to take a little, just going to take a 15mm bead, and I'm just going to glue it right to the front. Now, the hole in this bead goes up and down, and then we are going to cover the top one with the cuff of the hat. Next, I'm just going to take some quilt batting, and I'm going to go around the left shoe to kind of fatten it up to be about the same thickness as the right shoe, with the one with the weights on it. I'm just going to kind of glue that in. And then we are going to cover these, one with the red and one with the white, same yarn that we did around his hat. So just come around the back, just glue it down, and then just start wrapping that yarn around. And then go ahead and cut that off and just glue that down. The main thing that you want to make sure is that both of your legs are exactly the same length. Okay, then I'm going to cover the white one. I'm going to cover this leg with the white yarn. But you do want to make sure that you are gluing as you're going around, because you want to make sure that there's no gaps. Otherwise, you may end up seeing these weights if you don't. And I'm just double checking as I'm going along just to make sure that they're the same height. I'm going to check them a couple of times, because you do want to make sure that one of them is not taller than the other. That way your balance will be correct. And just cut that off and then just glue that down. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and put him inside of the foam and just stand it up and make sure that he stands up, and make sure you don't have to add extra weights. And if you have to have extra weights, you can actually put them underneath the little rolls that are around him, and then just hide him underneath there, and then just go ahead and glue him in. But he should stand up just fine with the amount of weight that I have showed you here. But you want to make sure that the weights are on the outside. And then you're going to go ahead and just take a little pom-pom ball, and we're just going to attach it right to the top. Next, I'm going to take some pipe cleaner in red and white. I'm just going to put it into my drill, and I'm going to twist them to make it look like a candy cane. Just take your time on this, don't go real fast. And then I'm just going to cut this in half, so the arms are going to be 4 inches in length each. Okay, next I'm just going to take some air dry clay and roll it up in a ball, and I'm just going to make some mittens. And I'm just going to stretch this out to kind of be in the shape of a mitten, and then I'm going to put a little thumb on the outside of this one as well. And then you're going to make one exactly like it, but you're going to put your thumb on the opposite side. Just kind of smooth it in there, and then I'm just going to stick it on this stick just to open up the opening, so that when I do put it on the little candy cane arm, it'll work. I'm just going to leave it right there, and I'm to make another one to match it, and then I'm going to leave them onto the sticks while they're drying. Just kind of smooth them out a little bit. And they dry overnight, so it doesn't take long to do that. But just make sure you put your thumb on the opposite side. Okay, next to attach the arms, I'm just going to go up underneath the yarn, and I'm just coming down around just about 2 rows down from the edge of the hat. And then I'm just going to go ahead and glue those in. next I'm just going to add a little bit of glue inside of his little mittens, and I'm just going to attach them to his hand. Just make sure the thumbs are facing forwards. All right, there's your little candy cane man. I think he turned out super cute. He's balanced well. If you put the weights like I'm showing you, it'll work out good. If you want to know how to do the candy cane frame alternative, stay tuned for next. It's coming up right now. Okay, for the alternative for the candy cane frame, I'm just taking some heavy duty wire and I'm going to shape it into the shape of a candy cane. And I'm pretty sure this is like a 14 gauge heavy duty wire, but you'll know it's kind of like a coat hanger. Okay, then I'm going to run my noodle up through the bottom and up to where the curve is, and then I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to start cutting little slits. And these are about 1/2 inch slits all the way around, because this is what's going to help you be able to shape it around the candy cane without having to bend the wire. Okay, and then just start shaping it, kind of bending the wire to shape it a little bit more. Okay, then I'm cutting off about 5 inches off the bottom of it, and we're going to use this to make some little wedges to go into here. Now we're going to go ahead and push our wire on down in there, kind of get it hidden. Bend over your tab because you don't want it poking through. And then go ahead and glue that in and let it dry real well. Okay, next go ahead and cut the bottom wire off and then go ahead and curve it in too so it doesn't poke out either. Next I'm going to take the rest of that noodle and I'm going to cut it into wedges. And then I'm just going to start placing these right into the noodle. So just go ahead and cut off the end of it because you want to make sure that you can get it pushed in there good. You're just going to cut them in half. And that'll keep that open well, and it'll be a solid piece when you get ready to cover it. And then you can glue that in. Okay, I hope that helped. It actually was a little bit lighter weight, so it is a good alternative to the frame. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like. Be sure and subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it.